The camera sweeps over a jagged alien canyon as lightning flashes across purple clouds. A lone human stumbles through thick, silver-leaved forests, bloodied and exhausted. A low, guttural roar shakes the ground. Something massive is watching him, something that has never let a human live. And yet, it doesn't attack. The transport shuttle shuddered violently as it pierced through the swirling violet clouds of Avros 9. Liam Jaron gripped the edge of his seat, knuckles white, heart hammering in his chest. His mission had been routine: deliver exploration supplies to a distant research outpost. Now something had gone horribly wrong. The dashboard flickered with warnings, and alarms screamed as the shuttle lurched to one side. "Control, this is Jaron. We're entering turbulence." His voice cut off as the cabin jolted again. Outside, jagged mountains rose like fractured glass, their black peaks sliced through the dense, silver-leaved forests below. Liam's stomach twisted. Somewhere down there, unseen in the shifting mist, something waited. A shadow flickered across the cockpit window. Liam blinked, then froze. The sensors registered nothing. He shook his head. "Get a grip, Liam. Just rocks and trees, only rocks and trees." The shuttle hit the clearing with a violent thud, skidding across the uneven ground before coming to a stop. Smoke hissed from the engines. Liam scrambled for the door, wrenching it open. The wind here was heavy, filled with the scent of damp soil and strange, sweet pollen. Silence pressed in, thick and unnatural. He stepped out, boots sinking into black moss. "Hello?" His voice echoed across the valley. No answer. Only the rustle of leaves like silvered whispers. He glanced at the cliffs surrounding him. They were carved with deep grooves as if something immense had clawed its way through them decades ago. Liam swallowed. He had read the reports. Avros 9 was uncharted, and the locals called it forbidden. The council's official warning echoed in his mind: no landings. No exceptions. Movement caught his eye. A massive shape slipped between two trees, glinting like liquid night. Liam froze, pulse spiking. He could make out the faint outline of something enormous, six-limbed, its body coiled in a serpentine curve. Copper eyes glimmered through the underbrush, watching, calculating. A predator, perfect in form and lethal in presence. He took a step back. I'm not here to harm you." His voice cracked. The figure shifted, and Liam realized it wasn't hunting, at least not yet. It was observing, patient, unervingly intelligent. A crack of broken branches announced another presence. Liam whirled. Another creature, smaller, more agile, with emerald scales flashing as it moved, darted between the trees. It hissed, a sharp sound that made his chest tighten. His stomach sank. This planet didn't want him here. Two apex predators circling unseen, and he was the bait. From above, a faint hum cut through the tension. A council drone floated silently, cameras trained on him. He could see their little lights scanning the forest floor. They would watch, record, but would they save him if things went wrong? The thought made him shiver. Liam crouched behind a fallen trunk, breath shallow. His hands trembled as he unstrapped the emergency kit from his belt. Inside, a small flare, a water ration, and a basic field knife. Not much against creatures built to hunt humans, but it was better than nothing. He tried to calm himself, focusing on the lesson his father had drilled into him. Stay aware. Move slow. Think first. The larger creature stepped closer. Its body was immense, scales shifting from black to violet with the movement of its muscles. Liam noticed scars across its limbs and torso. Old fights, marks of battles survived. It was a survivor, a hunter, and now it considered him. Every instinct screamed at him to run, to hide, to flee into the forest. But curiosity, strange and dangerous, held him in place. He whispered, "I don't want to fight you. I just need to survive." The predator tilted its head as if understanding, its eyes locking onto his. For a moment, Liam felt a connection, not warmth, not trust, but recognition. Something raw and intelligent peered at him, weighing his worth. The smaller creature circled closer, snapping jaws, eyes sharp. Liam's pulse raced, but he didn't scream. He didn't move suddenly. He remembered the training in controlled panic, the drills in wilderness survival. Control fear or it will control you. Hours passed like this. He hid, watched, waited, moving only when the larger predator drifted farther away. At night, under the eerie glow of bioluminescent plants, he found water trickling from a small stream. He knelt and drank, trying to keep every motion calm. Every ripple of movement was a signal to the hunters, every exhale a potential alarm. Yet, despite the danger, he felt something stirring, a thought, a plan forming. Maybe survival didn't always mean fight or flight. He collected sticks and dead branches, building a small fire in a clearing too exposed to be safe, but too necessary to ignore. Sparks leapt into the silver canopy above, and the air around him shimmered with heat. A roar split the night, a deep, resonant sound that vibrated through the valley, shaking Liam to his core. Not close yet, but close enough. The hunters were near, and the hunt had officially begun. Liam sat back against a boulder, hands blistered from gathering wood, heart pounding. He whispered to the shadows, "I don't know if I can outfight them, but maybe I can outthink them." And somewhere in the darkness beyond the firelight, eyes glowed back at him. Watching, waiting, measuring, learning. Liam's fire crackled, sending sparks into the misty night air, yet the feeling of being watched never left him. He stayed pressed against the boulder, muscles tense, every sound amplified. The drip of water, the rustle of leaves, the distant snap of a branch. The predators had not come too close last night, but their presence lingered as if marking him, testing his reactions. Morning light barely broke through the thick canopy when he finally dared to move. His stomach knotted with hunger, yet every step forward felt like stepping into a trap. The smaller predator had been near the stream. He had seen its glowing green eyes flash among the trees. The larger one, silent and immense, had remained in the shadows, observing from above, like a dark god judging him. He found a fallen ridge and climbed it slowly, careful not to disturb the fragile ground beneath. His eyes scanned every movement, every shadow, but nothing prepared him for what he saw next. A series of markings stretched across the rocks, deep gouges, clawed shapes that twisted unnaturally like symbols, like warnings. His pulse quickened. Someone, or something, was here before him. And it hadn't survived without leaving proof of its power. Who are you?" Liam whispered to the empty air. His voice sounded weak even to himself. The echo returned, distorted and hollow. A sudden roar erupted behind him. He spun, knife raised, heart pounding. The smaller predator leapt from the underbrush, its speed breathtaking. Liam barely dodged, rolling behind a boulder as claws shredded the moss where he had stood seconds ago. He scrambled to his feet, breath sharp, and ran. The creature pursued for only a few meters before stopping, crouched low, its eyes locked on him. It wasn't trying to kill him yet. It wanted a reaction, a measurement of his fear, his instincts. Shaking, he slowed, forcing himself to breathe. You're not going to," he started but stopped. The creature's head tilted, almost like it was listening, understanding. Liam realized the predator was learning as much as he was. Every move he made was observed, every choice weighed. Hours passed with this silent tension. Liam moved cautiously, collecting edible plants, washing in streams, marking paths. Each step was a negotiation with survival. The larger predator never appeared directly, but signs of it were everywhere. Broken branches, deep prints in the mud, shadows that shifted unnaturally. By midday, Liam stumbled into a clearing dotted with tall, silver trees. Their leaves reflected light like mirrors, making it hard to see clearly. Suddenly the ground trembled. The large predator emerged, massive and sleek, muscles rippling under glimmering scales. Its copper eyes locked onto him, unwavering, unblinking. Liam froze. "You're testing me," he muttered, his voice barely audible. "I won't make a mistake." The predator tilted its head, then turned, disappearing into the trees. Liam's relief was short-lived. The smaller predator had followed, circling him like a shadow. Every instinct screamed to attack, but he held his knife low. Instead, he studied it, noticing scars on its legs, small injuries that told him it was not invincible. He sat by a tree, exhausted, letting the tension drain slightly. He whispered to himself, "Maybe they're not just hunters. Maybe they expect something from me." A rustling behind him made him spin. A small alien creature, unlike the predators, peeked from the undergrowth. Its eyes were wide, curious, and unafraid. Liam's first instinct was to raise his knife, but something stopped him. The creature tilted its head, chirped softly, and darted away. The predators watched from above, silent and still. Liam realized he wasn't alone in this world. There were more intelligent beings here, subtle observers, and perhaps allies in unexpected forms. Evening brought a storm. Rain hammered down in sharp sheets, soaking him to the bone. Lightning split the sky, illuminating the massive silhouette of the larger predator atop a ridge. It did not move. It did not roar. It simply observed. Liam pressed himself into a shallow cave, shivering, teeth chattering. "I have to survive this," he muttered, hugging his knees. "I have to." Thunder rattled the ridge, and the smaller predator appeared at the cave's mouth. Its emerald eyes gleamed in the dark. Liam's breath caught, but he stayed still. The creature sniffed the air, tilted its head, and moved back into the storm. The larger predator watched from above, then vanished, leaving only the echo of its presence. Hours later, the storm faded. Liam stepped outside to survey the aftermath. The forest was transformed, branches broken, leaves torn, and mud everywhere. The predators had left their marks clearly, a reminder of the force he faced. Yet something had changed. The way the creatures studied him suggested they were not purely hunters. They were testing, probing, assessing more than strength or speed. I think this is a game," he whispered. "A test, of survival, of understanding." And in the distance, just beyond the trees, two glowing eyes watched him, unblinking, patient, as if waiting for the next move. Dawn broke slowly, pale light spilling over the torn forest. Liam's body ached from the storm and the endless tension of the previous day. Yet he couldn't rest fully. The predators were still out there, watching, waiting. The memory of those glowing eyes lingered in his mind like a warning. He moved cautiously, stepping over wet roots and broken branches, searching for anything edible. That's when he heard it, a soft, almost musical chittering. He froze. The sound came again, closer this time. Liam's heart raced. Could it be another predator? Or one of the smaller creatures he had glimpsed during the storm? "Hello?" he whispered, keeping his knife ready. I mean no harm." From behind a silver-leaved bush, the same small alien creature emerged. Its large eyes reflected his cautious gaze, and it tilted its head. Liam's pulse slowed slightly. This time he noticed something different. Its movements were hesitant, almost hesitant, as if it were studying him rather than fleeing. Okay, I get it," Liam muttered, crouching slowly. "You're curious, like me." The creature chirped softly, stepping closer. Liam extended his hand. It paused, sniffed, then gently nudged his palm. A shiver ran through him. For the first time in days he felt a spark of connection. Suddenly, a low growl echoed through the trees. The larger predator had returned, its massive form gliding silently above the ground. Liam froze, and the small creature hissed sharply, pressing against his leg. Liam realized it was not just curious. It understood danger. Stay with me," he whispered. The predator moved closer, massive shoulders blocking the faint sunlight. Liam's mind raced. He had faced fear, hunger, and the relentless tests of survival, but he had never felt anything like this. The tension of trust mixed with terror. The smaller creature chirped again and, surprisingly, ran forward, drawing the large predator's attention. Liam watched, astonished, as it darted between trees, agile and bold, leading the massive hunter in unpredictable patterns. Liam understood quickly. The small creature was protecting him, distracting the predator. His heart pounded. You're helping me?" he gasped. I don't understand, but thank you." The predator's movements were careful, measured, almost hesitant. It lunged and retreated, analyzing every step of the smaller creature. Liam noticed something in its gaze, not blind aggression but caution, curiosity, calculation. This was no mindless hunter. It was learning, adapting. Hours passed. The small alien stayed close to Liam, guiding him through the forest with subtle gestures, chirps, nudges, and pointing motions. He followed, discovering hidden water sources and edible plants, places that might have remained invisible to him otherwise. Liam's admiration grew, tempered by awe and fear. As evening fell, Liam found a sheltered cave near a glimmering waterfall. He lit a small fire, careful not to make it too bright. The small creature curled beside him, its warmth surprisingly comforting. Liam spoke softly, almost to himself. "I don't know who you are, or why you're helping me, but I think we're connected." The night was quiet, save for the soft rustling of leaves and distant calls of unknown creatures. But then the larger predator appeared at the cave entrance. Liam froze, knife raised, ready for the fight he thought inevitable. The creature's copper eyes glimmered in the firelight, but it did not attack. Instead it watched, calm, patient, almost thoughtful. The small creature chirped sharply, stepping between them. Liam's heart raced. He realized something astonishing. The predator respected the bond forming between him and the smaller alien. It was not just observing him, it was testing the strength of this new connection. Liam swallowed hard. I think you understand. You're not just hunting us, you're testing something. Maybe you're testing me in a different way now." The predator shifted, then disappeared silently into the shadows. Liam exhaled, trembling, relief washing over him. He glanced at the small creature, whose eyes now glowed softly in the firelight. He crouched and whispered, "We survived, together." For the first time, Liam felt hope, a fragile, flickering hope. He understood that survival was no longer about fear or strength alone. It was about connection, trust, and the bonds formed in the unlikeliest of circumstances. But as he lay down to rest, he sensed something stirring beyond the waterfall, a deeper presence he had not noticed before. Something larger, more intelligent, and far older than anything he had encountered. The forest was teaching him, but the lessons were far from over. He touched the small creature gently, whispering, "We have each other, for now. But I think the real test is still ahead." The night held its breath. In the distance, a shadow shifted, a hint of the next threat, the next challenge waiting silently. Liam's eyes narrowed with determination. Whatever came next, he would face it. Not alone, but with a bond that had begun in fear and now grew in trust. The forest was alive with shadows. Liam moved cautiously, the small alien following closely at his side, its eyes glowing softly in the dim light. Every rustle of leaves and crack of a branch made his heart jump. But this time he was not alone. He had an ally, a bond that gave him courage he had never known. Suddenly the ground beneath him trembled. Liam froze. The small creature hissed, crouching low, its ears twitching. From the dense trees, a new presence emerged, massive, far larger than the first predator. Its skin glimmered with dark scales that reflected the faint sunlight, and its eyes burned like molten gold. Liam's stomach churned. This was no ordinary threat. He whispered, We have to be careful." The small creature chirped, almost nodding as if agreeing. Liam scanned the surroundings. There were rocks, fallen trees, anything he could use. But the forest seemed to conspire against him, narrowing paths and twisting trails. The new predator moved deliberately, intelligent, analyzing every step Liam took. "Why now?" he muttered. "Why come here?" He felt the fear clawing at him, sharp and insistent. Yet he remembered the small creature's bravery, its unwavering trust. That gave him a sliver of hope. The massive predator roared, a sound that shook the forest. Liam flinched. The smaller alien responded with a series of rapid chirps, then darted forward. Liam hesitated. Could he trust it to guide him again? But before he could react further, the larger predator lunged, its claws tearing through the underbrush. Liam ran, stumbling over roots, leaping across broken logs. His lungs burned, but he kept moving, trusting the small alien to lead him. They reached a clearing, jagged rocks forming a natural barrier. The small creature chittered, indicating Liam climb. He scrambled up the stones, heart hammering, and the predator followed cautiously, aware of the trap but unwilling to give up the chase. As Liam reached the top, he looked back. The predator paused at the edge of the clearing, calculating. It tilted its head, eyes locked on him. Liam felt a strange mix of fear and awe. This creature was not a mindless hunter. It was testing him, pushing him to his limits. He whispered, "I get it, you want to see what we can do." The small alien pressed against his side, affirming the unspoken understanding between them. Together, they watched as the predator circled, its movements careful, almost ceremonial. It wasn't just about killing, it was about a challenge, a trial. Hours passed. Liam realized the predator wasn't simply waiting to strike. It was observing, measuring, learning. The small creature led him through narrow paths and hidden streams, using every advantage of the terrain. Liam began to understand the predator's language of behavior, the way it paused, the way it shifted weight, the subtle signals of its intent. At one point, the massive predator blocked their path, its sheer size imposing. Liam froze, feeling trapped. The small alien chirped sharply and ran ahead, leading the predator away for a brief moment. Liam seized the chance, climbing over rocks and ducking under low branches, adrenaline fueling every move. Breathless, he reached a ledge overlooking a deep ravine. The predator stopped, studying him. Liam's mind raced. This is it," he murmured. "We have to face it, or it ends here." The small creature pressed against his hand, urging him forward. Summoning every ounce of courage, Liam leapt across the gap, landing hard but steady on the other side. The massive predator growled, but it did not follow. Instead, it paused, then slowly retreated into the shadows, watching. Liam exhaled, his knees trembling. The small alien chirped joyfully, brushing against him. Liam smiled, tears of relief in his eyes. We did it. Together." He realized then that survival wasn't about strength alone. It was about understanding, trust, and unity. The forest, once a place of fear, had become a proving ground, teaching him lessons far beyond mere endurance. As night fell, Liam and the small creature settled beside a glowing stream. He looked at the stars reflected in the water, his thoughts heavy. The massive predator had left a message, not of death but of challenge, respect, and understanding. A test had been passed, but he knew it was only the beginning. A sudden ripple in the water caught his attention. Something moved beneath the surface, larger than before. Liam tensed, heart hammering. The forest had more secrets, more challenges waiting. But for the first time he felt ready. Not just to survive but to confront whatever came next, with courage, strategy, and the bond he had forged. He crouched beside the small alien, whispering, "We've survived the trial, but the real challenge is still ahead." The creature chirped, a soft, confident sound. Liam nodded, determination burning in his chest. Whatever this forest, this world had in store, he would face it. Together. The forest was quiet now, but Liam knew better than to trust the stillness. Every shadow felt alive, every rustle a possible threat. He and the small alien moved carefully, their steps light but deliberate. The events of the day weighed on him, his muscles still trembling from the chase and the leap across the ravine. He had survived, but survival had changed him. Suddenly, the massive predator emerged from the darkness again. Its eyes glowed like amber fires, but there was no aggression in them this time. Liam froze, unsure whether to run or stand. The small creature pressed close to him, letting out a soft chirp that seemed almost like a warning or perhaps encouragement. The predator approached slowly, each step deliberate. Liam could see the rippling muscles beneath its scales, the way it moved with a grace that belied its size. He swallowed hard, chest tight. I don't understand," he whispered. "Why aren't you attacking?" The creature stopped a few feet away and lowered its head. Its eyes met Liam's, and in that moment something shifted. Liam felt an unexpected calm wash over him, a recognition of intelligence and even respect. The predator wasn't just a hunter. It was testing him, evaluating him, and now, it seemed, acknowledging him. The small alien hopped forward, chirping and nudging Liam's hand. He looked down and realized the predator was watching the interaction, almost approving. Liam's heart pounded, but he took a slow step closer. We've been through a lot," he said softly. "But I didn't hurt you. I just wanted to survive, and understand." The predator's massive body trembled slightly, like a low rumble, and it shifted its stance. Liam realized it was an acknowledgement, a recognition of his courage, his intelligence, and his willingness to adapt. He took another step and then another, keeping his movements slow and careful. The small alien chirped, hopping between them, bridging the gap. "I get it now," Liam murmured, his voice shaking with awe and relief. "You weren't just hunting us, you were teaching us. Teaching me." He felt tears welling in his eyes, a mixture of exhaustion, fear, and wonder. The predator lowered itself fully to the ground, sitting like a massive, regal guardian. It wasn't threatening, it was watching, waiting, understanding. 4 hours, Liam and the creatures simply existed together in silence. The forest seemed different now, less hostile, as if it had acknowledged the bond formed here. He felt a deep connection not only with the small alien that had saved him countless times, but with the massive predator that had challenged him at every turn. "I think we understand each other," he said softly, almost to himself. "Maybe that's what matters most." The small alien chirped in agreement, brushing against his hand. Liam reached out to the massive predator, placing his hand tentatively against its scaled flank. The predator didn't move away. It accepted him. Suddenly, a distant rumble echoed through the forest. Liam looked up, tension rising again. The predator's ears twitched, but instead of aggression, it turned toward the sound and let out a low, resonant growl, protective, alert, warning. Liam realized the creatures weren't just powerful, they were capable of empathy, guardianship, and trust. He felt a surge of hope. Humanity's role here wasn't to conquer or dominate, but to learn, respect, and coexist. He whispered, "We can do this, together." The predator and the small alien shared a brief, almost silent communication, a flicker of understanding between them. Liam's heart swelled. He understood that he wasn't just a survivor anymore. He was part of something bigger, part of a fragile, mutual recognition between species. Night fell fully, painting the sky in deep blues and silvers. Liam sat beside the stream, watching his allies, the small alien perched near his shoulder, the massive predator standing nearby like a sentinel. He felt a profound shift inside him. Fear had driven him before, but now respect, empathy, and trust guided him. He had faced the ultimate challenge and emerged with more than survival. He had earned recognition, a bond that transcended species. "I never thought I'd understand you," he murmured. "But I do. And maybe we can show the world it's possible." The predator rumbled softly, a sound that felt almost like affirmation. Liam smiled through his tears. The forest had tested him, pushed him to his limits, and now it had revealed its deepest truth. Compassion could exist even where fear once ruled. The wind whispered through the trees, carrying a faint scent of earth and life. Liam closed his eyes briefly, feeling the creature's presence, feeling the recognition that had been earned through courage, patience, and understanding. A future once uncertain now shimmered with possibility. Humanity wasn't alone, and perhaps, just perhaps, the creatures that had once hunted them could become allies, friends, and guardians. He took a deep breath, opening his eyes to the forest around him. The massive predator, towering and majestic, watched him silently, while the small alien chirped happily. Liam felt a surge of determination. The recognition he had earned today wasn't the end, it was a beginning. He whispered once more, "We'll face whatever comes, together." The forest responded with quiet stillness, the creature's presence a testament to survival, courage, and unexpected compassion.